Hi, I'm Emilea Zingas,
And I'm Vadym Kolesnik.
and you're listening to This Week in Skating.
Welcome to This Week in Skating, the weekly podcast bringing you the latest news from the world of figure skating. Here are your hosts, Daphne, Gina, and Mateo.
The 2026 Olympic season has come to a close, and for our guests today, this season was the best one of their careers. This past fall, Emilea Zingas and Vadym Kolesnik won 2 Grand Prix medals and then qualified for their first Grand Prix final.
Then, in January, they won the silver medal at the U.S. Championships and were named to their first Olympic team. A few weeks later, they won the Four Continents Championships before heading to Milan, where they finished 5th.
And just a few weeks ago, they wrapped up their season by winning the bronze medal at the 2026 World Championships.
So we're excited to welcome Emilea and Vadym to This Week in Skating. Welcome, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, thank you so much for having us. We're so excited to be here, and what an introduction that was. That made me smile for sure.
Isn't it cool to hear all of that back, everything that you accomplished this season?
Yeah, it's crazy, actually. It blows my mind still. Every day I wake up and I'm like, wow, we did that.
It's quite a lot for one season.
I mean, at the beginning of the season, if somebody told us we're going to Olympics, we're winning 4 continents, we're winning a bronze medal at Worlds, I would be like, that's a big dream to have. But don't know if it's achievable, but it's a big dream to have.
Yeah. Felt like it was near impossible, actually, what we did. And it's still, I'm still mind blown by it, but it's been such a long season. I'm so excited to have the off season, but at the same time, I feel like both of our programs were such good vehicles. It's going to be hard to top it next year.
I mean, we still have many years in the future, but I think this is going to be the most memorable season for us, just because this was kind of a jump start to
our career.
Yes.
It's quite a breakthrough. I mean, to go to major ISU championships and get gold medal, bronze medal, 5th at the Olympics, your first Olympics. I mean, ice dance doesn't normally work that way. I mean, to be honest, as someone who has followed the sport for a long time, you don't see this very often. It's once in a while something really magical happens, and I feel like this season you guys were able to really put everything together and make it work. And the result we mentioned with all of those accomplishments. But before we dig into that part, we're going to go back a bit and talk a little bit about way back in the day when you first got into skating, when you first started. So how did you both get into skating? How did that come about?
You can start.
Well, I was doing Learn to Skate when I was a young kid, probably like 4 or 5. And I actually started playing hockey first. And my older sister, was also in Learn to Skate. And then she started figure skating. And after a little bit, my parents just thought we weren't very good, each of us, at what we were doing. And so they said, why don't you guys switch? And I didn't really like hockey. I mean, it wasn't my place. It wasn't my place on the ice. And I was always kind of on my own, doing my own thing. And she was very awkward and kind of tall to be figure skating. And so they switched us. And actually, she went on to play D1 hockey at Cornell. So she was super successful in hockey, and now figure skating is my life. So it's really interesting how it works out. But yeah, since then I just loved it. And I think I knew it was going to be something super serious for me around age like 11 or 12. It just became like everything to me. I didn't want to do any other sports, even though I did continue on doing soccer and lacrosse and all these other kind of side quest sports. But skating was always my number one. And I always knew that once I got through all of those other sports, it was still going to be skating. So, yeah.
Well, for me, I was a very sick kid, and the doctors were like, send him somewhere where it's cold so he builds, the
immunity.
Yeah. And my grandma, she brought me into skating world, and there wasn't many coaches who wanted to accept me because I just didn't look like a typical skater at that time. But my grandma didn't give up, and she kept on taking me to the rink every day. Well, it started with my mom saying, no, like he shouldn't be doing skating. Like we have different plans for him. He can start maybe with hockey a little bit to learn just how to move, how to skate, but this is not the end goal for us. My mom always wanted me to pursue my academics, which I still did at some point, but figure skating was always my main focus. I loved skating. I did swimming, I did taekwondo, but skating was my love. And yeah, it started with my grandma, who was taking me since I was 3 years old until I was maybe 8 or 9. And then kind of my parents got involved, and my dad started liking figure skating. My mom wasn't there. Even till this day, my mom's still not a huge fan of skating, but
Because she gets really nervous. I think like my mom too. They get really nervous, both of them.
well,
So.
your mom at least can watch
Yeah.
skating. My mom doesn't watch. She
His
just
has to watch back after we already finished because she gets too nervous to watch live. So
yeah, so she just checks the result, and then later on she might watch it with me or might not watch it at all.
I've heard a lot of those stories where moms or even dads get too nervous to watch. Not a surprise. And then they end up watching you guys later on. So how did you guys team up? Emilea, we know you did singles before you and Vadym skated together, but how did this partnership happen?
well, it's actually a really interesting story because it was super unexpected, I think, for the public when we announced our partnership, but it was also super unexpected for the both of us. I was actually competing to qualify for the 2022 Beijing Olympics in Oberstdorf, Germany at the Nebelhorn Trophy. And Igor was there with a team. I think they were representing South Korea, right?
Yeah.
And they were also trying to qualify a spot for themselves for the Beijing Olympics
Ice dance.
and in ice dance. And he saw me there on a practice, and I was warming up. It was the day of my short program competition, and so I was practicing my short program, and he was sitting in the stands, and he came down from the stands, and he pulled my coach off the practice, and he was like, who is she? Who is this girl? Like, why is she skating singles? Like, and my coach is like, she's competing today. Like, this is not the time. Like, she has to do her short program in like 2 hours. Like, maybe let's introduce like later. So then whatever, I get introduced to him after my practice, and I was confused. I was like, why is my coach leaving the practice to go talk to this random person? Because I didn't know Igor at all.
Also, this is like the most important time
Yeah.
of my life.
And it's like my qualification for the Olympics, like my last shot to get there. And, and I'm like so confused. And then I was like, whatever. And my coach was just like, oh, he was just saying hello. Like, it's fine. Nobody told me anything that was happening. So I'm like, okay. And then after I'd finished competing, Igor came up to me. He introduced himself and he said, would you like to watch the ice dance event? Like, I think you'd really enjoy ice dance. And I was like,
No.
I guess. I was like,
No, you said no.
I was like, I guess I can watch it. But like, I don't really know. I don't think I'm going to like that. And he was like, just watch. And then once we got home, like back to Michigan, and it's funny because Igor's only like an hour away from where I was living and training. And we met, halfway across the world. So just funny how things happen like that. But he reached out to my coach and he said, I can't stop thinking about Emilea. I really think that she would do well with the boy that I have. And they didn't even tell us it was Vadym at that point. So I didn't know it was Vadym at that point. And I was like, nah, I don't really want to try that.
Boy.
I'm just like, I don't think I want to do ice dance. Like, I'm good on my own, And so then he was like, why don't you just come to the rink and I'll do a skating skills lesson with you. And we can, I'll have a solo lesson with you. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a good idea to me. I can always work on my skating skills. And so then I went there, and lo and behold, Vadym was there.
I wasn't there yet.
And I had one lesson alone, or 2 lessons alone. And then he came like to the 3rd day that I was there, and he was on the ice and I was on the ice, and we were kind of skating on opposite sides and things, whatever. And then he came up to me and he asked if I wanted to try skating with him. And I was like, I guess, why not? Sure. And then from there, I think we were just having like too much fun, and I was falling all over the place. Like our first day skating, we were doing cross rolls and I fell like flat on my face. But I think because I was like having no stress about it and no pressure, and I didn't really quite understand his position in ice dance and also my own position, like trying out with him. So I was just kind of stress free and I was super relaxed. and just myself during those days when we were having our tryout. And I loved it. I mean, like I couldn't deny that after like 2 weeks of skating together, I was like, I never want to stop. So yeah, that's really what happened. And you can tell your perspective is much different than mine, I guess.
Well, I was kind of in Ukraine celebrating my birthday, and I get a phone call from Igor saying that he found the perfect girl for me. And I was very curious because he was an Oberstdorf competition, and I was wondering who he was having in mind because I knew mostly everybody who was competing there. He said, well, she's not exactly an ice dancer, she's a single skater. I was like, okay, well,
He's laughing. He's like, okay, Igor, go to
wait,
women.
this is really outside of the box thinking, but okay, maybe. So I come back to US, and the evening before I first time met you,
Yeah.
he gave me a call and he said that we're not gonna have a tryout because she's getting ready for another competition. I'm not sure, was it Poland or
Yeah, it was
Estonia?
Poland. I went back to back like Austria and Poland competitions that was my last singles competition.
So he said we have to postpone that, and then when she's done, we can have a tryout. I said that's okay. I'm totally okay with that. So I come back, I come on the ice, and he's like coaching her. I start skating around, and she was by herself. He called me in and he said, you know what, just go grab her hand, try to skate, like see how it goes. I was like, okay, Igor, that wasn't the plan, that's not how it works. Okay, I will follow the idea.
It was so funny. He came to me. He's like, "Do you wanna skate together?" And I was like, "I guess." Like, sure. We were both like so awkward. Oh my God, it was so funny.
Well, it was pretty awkward.
Yeah, it was awkward at first, but
you didn't think I'm gonna ask for
yeah,
tryout.
I didn't think, and he also didn't plan on it. So we both were like, okay. And then, I mean, it was fine after because I think I wasn't super nervous, and we were both like ourselves right away, which
it worked out.
Really well.
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoyed skating with her, even though we were falling left and right. We couldn't do crossovers, cross rolls together.
Yeah.
I was like thinking, oh, I can learn it, I guess.
Emilea, at what point did you realize that he was a world junior champion in ice dance?
Well, he actually introduced himself to me as Vadym, junior world champion, and I was saying like, okay, I was so confused.
I was trying to lighten the mood.
Yeah, he's like comes over and he's like thinks he's like suave, like he's like, hi, like I'm Vadym, junior world champion, sticks his hand out to like, and I'm like, hi. Like,
I thought that would be really funny, but he didn't find it funny.
And then I found out that I was like, okay, like this is weird, but whatever. And then that's when I found out he was junior world champion, but I didn't really know like, I guess I knew that was a big deal, but like in the world of ice dance, I think reputation and status, it builds over the years. So he already had this kind of caliber of skating in ice dance. And I didn't really understand that until I think probably like a few months in. Yeah. I would say probably at like our first monitoring session or something. And they were just like gassing up Vadym. They love Vadym so much that I was just like, wow, I didn't know like how, and obviously he's an amazing skater. I knew that, but I didn't know like the caliber of everything yet, I guess.
That Junior Worlds was like the last one before everything shut down with COVID.
Yeah. I was so happy because they canceled the Senior World, but we were still able to do the Junior. I was going into it remembering I was already wearing a mask on a like 8-hour flight.
Yeah. Everything just shut down and changed for basically 18 months. There was nothing. I mean, nothing. It's crazy. Yeah. Gina and I were supposed to go to Senior Worlds, and it was right down to 3 or 4 days before we found out, nope, there won't be any Senior Worlds at all. They sold merch from, we call it the Worlds that wasn't. Yeah. So there was 2020 Worlds merchandise. I have a water bottle somewhere, a scarf. They sold it for really cheap. So a bunch of us bought it especially because we were supposed to be there.
So you teamed up, but Emilea, ice dance was foreign to you. How quickly did you have to learn ice dance?
Well, I think like from the first day, they kind of expected me just to know what to do and just to do it. And in a way, I guess it was really intimidating and really kind of terrifying that I all the time, I knew nothing. Did not know what I was doing. There was not a day when I was learning ice dance, like in the first year, that I knew what I was doing 100% of the time. Like there was never a day that I knew what I was doing. But you kind of just have to fake it till you make it at some point. And also, I tried to kind of be like a sponge. Like everybody was telling me a bunch of different things, but I tried to take what every single person was saying and apply it as quickly as I could. Because if I didn't, you know what I mean? I'm left behind and Vadym's halfway across the rink. Or, I'm on my butt on the ice and Vadym's halfway across the rink. It was like I had to learn or I wasn't going to be keeping up. And so kind of this maybe subconscious or like in the back of my head, this pressure of knowing like I had to make it work all the time, it pushed me a lot, and there was no other option for me other than to like succeed and learn and apply all of these things that I was getting, because there was no way that I had made this choice to skate with Vadym and it wasn't going to work out. Like I didn't allow myself to have the thought that I wasn't going to learn. I just thought I have to make this work as soon as I can.
Well, she took a huge gamble if you think about it, because she had this whole life planned ahead of her. She applied and got accepted into Boston University. And then she did a whole switch around, decided to stay in Michigan and pursue her skating career with me. Like, I bet her parents and family wasn't very fond of it.
It took a while for my family to come around to support the decision that I made to do ice dance. It was like a really strenuous point in my life also, because I was kind of not in the know about ice dance. And also my parents were really disappointed with the fact that I had chosen a different path than I think they had seen for me, which is like totally understandable. I think, when you have a certain vision of how things are going to go and a wrench gets thrown in that, it's not easy to accept. And it took them a little bit to come around and see that this could be also a path to success for me. But it was a huge risk. I mean, Vadym's right. For both of us, also for you too, to skate with me.
It's like really funny because it wasn't a risk. I knew that you had so much potential, and like you said, you were like a sponge. You never got really demotivated by other people telling you if you're doing something wrong. You would just take things in, and I thought that was the best quality. Like you always kept trying more and more, and I knew that at some point, the more you try, eventually you're gonna make
it. Will pay off eventually. Yeah, it just took a little while.
That's what I saw. I didn't have a doubt in my mind that one day it's not gonna work out. I thought it might take 4, might take 8 years, but it's gonna work out. That was my process of thinking. But it's really funny because Eager, every video we have from that time, sometimes we even look at it like just to see.
We just watch back sometimes. And at the end of every video, before he stops it, for some reason he stops it after this. He says, "That's a start. That's a start." Every time like we do something, he's like, "That's a start. That's a start." All the videos have this, like him saying.
Then I remember we had our first competitions in Chesapeake.
Oh yeah.
And like her parents come up to the coach and they're like asking like, how did they do? Like, was it okay?
Like, how's she doing with everything?
And Eager, Pasquale, they all like, oh, amazing, great.
She's
like,
really getting
Adrian,
it.
like yes, and we actually didn't skate well at all.
So bad.
That was about competition, but that's okay. And then they come up to Natalia, and Natalia actually taught us a lot about skating together, partnering, and she's kind of our technical coach. And Natalia goes, you can say.
And she goes, my mom's like, how's she doing with the transition and all these things? I think it's a lot of information. And Natalia goes, she tries. She's trying. She really is trying. And my mom was like, what? Like,
that's not that reassuring, is it?
She's really trying her best. And I was like, oh God. No. But at that point also, I think I was getting Natalia like 45 minutes every single day by myself and then 45 minutes together. So it was like I was spending an hour and a half minimum every single day with Natalia, which she was seeing me try a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big learning curve. Ice dance is more of a marathon. Like it can take years to get that chemistry and that synergy to be able to make a dent in moving up. It's more of a waiting game sometimes. And you mentioned that your parents, it took them a while. Did you get any negativity or even like were people really supportive during that transition time? Or
Yeah.
did someone just say to you, no, there's no way, this is ice dance, you should probably think about doing something else?
I would say it was about like 10 to 1. 10 people telling me I should absolutely not do this. I will never be good at it. And one person saying, you can do this. Like, you got it. And I have to say my old coaches, Lindsay O'Donoghue and Brooke Castillo O'Keefe, they were really the reason that I had even the confidence or like the courage to make the choice to do ice dance, because I mean they've been coaching me since I was 7 years old to 19 years old, and they said, you can do this. And I thought, if they think that I can do it, I think I should be able to do it, because they know me the best. And it was really disappointing, actually, I think, to see the people, maybe not my main coaches, but like some other coaches that I had at the time, or officials, people telling me, you'll never be an ice dancer. You'll never look like an ice dancer. You'll never be successful. You have no chance in ice dance. And it was really difficult for me, I think, to get those opinions from people that I respected and that I cared about and that I thought would support me, I guess I would say. But ultimately, it kind of motivated me, because I really do love proving people wrong. And I was like, don't tell me I can't do something, because I absolutely 100% will do it.
She actually doubled down on that.
And like, you cannot tell me not to do something like that I want to do, or say that I cannot do something, because I will do it. And it doesn't matter how many hours or years or whatever. I was thinking, like, I'm going to do this no matter what, because if I believe in myself and I put 100%, there's no way that it can't work out. I was just not allowing myself to think that. And I mean, the satisfaction I got from seeing some of those people, congratulate me after we made the Olympic team and things like this, that felt pretty good. But ultimately, I think no one meant, like, I guess no one had like ill will. I think they were trying to look out for me, and they just didn't see it at that point. But
well, sometimes they can be wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw you at the Dallas Classic, which I think was your second competition.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That was also like
That was bad. We barely made it. That was like our third free dance run through we'd ever done. And we had to compete against.
that was brutal.
Yeah.
You were not out of the realm of being competitive,
Yeah.
even for that early. So, again, yeah. I think.
Yeah, Igor did a really good job with our programs the first season of having, me have the room to grow as an ice dancer, but also, kind of disguising some of the things maybe I wasn't quite good enough yet at. So
You mean like minute and a half of me just...
yeah, I was in the air for like a minute and a half of the free dance.
I know there were a lot of assisted leaps in that program because I photographed it a few times, and I remember photos from that free dance. Sometimes people can be wrong, because look at what you did this season.
That was the real miracle on ice.
Yeah, it was like a miracle.
That was a miracle on ice. The whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think your attitude, though, to take it and let it fuel you to prove them wrong and build the belief in yourself is the real story there, because that is a great attitude to take it that way and not let it defeat you, because I know people who have been told similar things in this sport and it has defeated them.
Yeah.
And you took it and flipped it on the other side. And so that's inspiring, really, to be able to do that.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy. Yeah. It's not easy to have that mindset. I mean, at first, I think when people saying these things to me and to my mom, like, there were people calling my mom and saying, why is she doing this? Like, she shouldn't do this. Do not allow her to do this. So that was another reason my mom, like, was really against it, is because she's getting the opinions of people that are supposed to be professionals in the sport telling her that I am making the wrong choice. But I think ultimately it came really close to crushing me, because I wasn't like prepared, I guess, for all of this criticism at one time and making a huge decision about my own life. But with the help of, I was working with a sports psychologist on my own at that point, and also my priest, I had a meeting with him, and he said, everybody, if they see you happy, if they see you thriving, they're going to support you and they're going to love you eventually. You have to just go through this period of discomfort, and it's going to make you upset, it's going to make you feel emotional or sad or not believe in yourself, but you have to get through this period and push yourself, and eventually you'll have the strength and everybody will come and support you. And he was 100% right, because now all of these people, they're like our biggest fans. So it's just, yeah, it's interesting.
It has to feel good to know that you've won them over.
Yeah, for sure.
They pushed you, and now they're fans because they see that you've got the grit to be able to dig in and do it.
I think the biggest learning thing for us was just, you're always going to be compared to something or someone. You just need to focus on
yourself. Yeah. And it was an adjustment for you too. I mean, he's so patient with me. I think you had the right amount of pushing me and expecting me to do well and do well quickly, but also allowing me to ask questions, allowing me to, not know what I was doing and show me maybe the way. I think half the time on the first and second season, he was coaching me. Like half the time we were on the ice, he's a great coach. So now we're more even. He doesn't coach me as much now. But.
Actually, nowadays ask for the opinions.
Yeah.
So.
It seems like you've got a good balance. He's got a sense of humor that I know he makes you laugh a lot.
Yeah.
Just got that dog.
No, it's easier also, like sometimes when you spend so much time with another person and you're also in an elite sport, you know what I mean? We have the same goals, the same things. We both want it the same way, but there can be altercations or, like little tiffs and things and disagreements, but he's always making a joke within like 30 minutes. Or not even 30 minutes, like 5 minutes. And so we can't stay serious for more than like 5 minutes when we're on the ice. We're always laughing about something, because even when we're getting in a fight, he's making a joke and then I'm laughing. Even when I am mad at him and I don't want to laugh, I'm laughing. And so then it's like always get over it really quickly.
Yeah.
It makes it impossible to be mad.
Yeah.
When people are like that. I have friends like that who don't want me to be mad about something, and they will just make a joke, and they know how to get under my skin to make me not be angry, and then I'll end up laughing because you're making it impossible to be mad at you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's Vadym.
All right. Well, I mean, your perseverance led you guys to the Olympics, so I want to talk about the Olympics here. I was there. I have my favorite memories from the Olympics, but I want to know what your favorite memories were from the Olympics and favorite stories you want to share.
There have been so many favorite things and stories. Like every day was something new and something amazing. Well, qualifying there was already an amazing story for us. I remember receiving the jacket and everybody's trying to be secret about
who's making the team. Yeah.
Who's making the team or no. I was like, why are we having a meeting somewhere at 8 a.m.? And
we have to be in full makeup and hair.
And everyone had a meeting for us, and he was like, always, this is how it's going to go. We get into the room and they say,
you made it.
You made it.
Well, it's better than a text message they used to do.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And so that was really cool. And also my family was there. And I mean,
fun fact.
Yeah.
They had to take 2 shots of because we came in. They told us you got it.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to bring the family in, but her family started running and screaming.
So yeah, they said he's like, oh, you made the Olympic team. And before he could finish the sentence, my sisters came running and screaming in the room, and they were falling on. My sisters falling on the floor, oh my god, and. They had no audio from Justin saying, oh, you made the Olympic team, because their screams were so loud. We had to retake for this video.
And the worst part,
that moment,
it was even louder. So they had to use the first.
So they used the first one anyway. So my family was screaming so loud and freaking out so much that they had they couldn't hear Justin at all telling us that we made the Olympic team. So we had to redo the clip. But yeah, it was a really cool, nationals was a really cool experience. I'm super glad that they decided to do the show in the way that they did and present everyone one by one. I thought it was just so special, and to have our families there, it was just the coolest thing ever.
Well,
it felt very grand and just very wow, this was the moment that we've been waiting for, and we made it. And it was so I don't know, it was amazing. Igor, put your jacket on you.
Yeah. Well, most of my family is in Ukraine. Only my mom's in the US, and I don't know, I felt very stressed because what if I don't make it? Like that would be really embarrassing if I bring her there and I don't make it.
To come for some reason. Yeah. And I thought she should come, but
But she also had other responsibilities at home. Like I couldn't just randomly get her out, you know.
Yeah.
But coming to Olympics and then my aunt and my sister-in-law for seeing them first time after like 4, almost 5 years. That was amazing. Then seeing my dad at Worlds was also amazing. But back to Olympics. Is I think my favorite part outside of skating at Olympics was pin trading and just the Olympic Village. I've had some elite pin trading stuff there. Like
he was like brokering them. Like he was like, so if you give me this one, he gives you that one. He was like doing all of the things, like making the deals between other people and for himself. And I was just, I was getting free pins all the time. People just come up to me, oh, do you want
it was
this
so
pin?
unfair because like I don't know how to explain it. I had to hustle my way through.
He was scheming all the time to get the pins.
I wasn't scheming. I was hustling.
Yeah, hustle, whatever.
but she just would get randomly a pin. Like I was disappointed.
People just come up to me and give me a pin, and Vadym's like, I worked for that pin. I had to trade this one, and I was just getting them. It was so funny. But
pin trading.
Yeah.
Then the facility at the Olympics were very cool. Like one of them, the Coca-Cola lounge. We could print like anything on the
Coca-Cola can. Yeah, we had so much fun in the village.
I think because of me, they closed it because I was doing like 6, 7 a day.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised? I am not surprised.
And like people were like saving those as a memento, like they're getting one or whatever and saving them. And he was just putting his face on it, getting it and drinking it. And then, you know what I mean? Like he was just getting it to get his face on it.
I got a lot for my friends. I got for Igor one.
Yeah, we did get Igor a good one.
For coaches. Like I've got a lot of different ones.
Yeah,
so.
But it was really off the ice. I'll say the Olympics was like so fun. And also I think
when we arrived there,
the welcome experience, like Team USA and the Olympic Committee, they did an amazing job of like having moments from our family. Like our families were on the screens as soon as we walked in the welcome experience, like saying, we love you, congratulations, all these things. It was really emotional. And also that everyone, I didn't expect to feel like such princess treatment. Like all the time it was like people like wanting to help us, wanting to do things for us, give us stuff for free. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, it was unbelievable.
Flying there, we got to the Sky Club.
Yeah, we got to go in the like Delta Sky Lounge. That was cool. And
and then
and our flight attendant recognized us for the first time. Like they knew who we were, which was really crazy.
But the craziest one, because they put us on a different flights back.
Yeah.
Because there was a bad weather, so the flights got canceled, and they didn't know names, so like who was who or whatever. They just saw names, and they put us on different flights. And I was on the flight with Amber and Alyssa, and they upgraded all the figure skaters who were on that flight to the business class. Yeah. So that was my
wow.
coming into the airplane. At first I went to the right, I fell asleep, and they moved everybody to the front, and they like, Vadym's really deep asleep. Should we like wake him up? And Anthony was like, wake him up right now. Right now, wake him up. They come in and put 2 medications. I'm like half asleep. They're like, do you want to move up? I'm thinking, I'm already in like Comfort Plus. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm still asleep. Don't know what's happening. And then they got me into the business, and I was like, oh my God.
It's amazing. Oh, business class is awesome.
Delta.
Oh.
He wants Delta to always upgrade us or give us the sponsorship because
I felt terrible.
Can't go back now.
I felt terrible for trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like that, I was like, I can't miss on this opportunity. Like
he was eating all the food. I was by myself on another flight with 7 suitcases and in the back of the plane. So I didn't have that.
Oh my gosh.
But that's okay.
Does that make up for all the easy time Emmy had with the pin trading? You got the fancy flight back. Does that kind of balance things out?
I think so. Because at the end of the day, she got a lot more pins than I did. Even though I tried so much harder.
No, we got like the same.
You each had a strategy, and they were both successful.
True.
Just one required a little more hustling than the other.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But I think also the Olympic skating, we should talk about the skating wise too, not just the stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like I remember our first practice on like the big rink, on the actual Olympic rink, and I like kept looking down to look at the rings, and Igor was like, "Stop, why are you looking down all the time?" And I was like, "I'm looking at the ice, like the rings." And he's like, "Stop looking at the ice, like the ice is still just ice." Like, and we were so excited we couldn't focus. Like, it was our worst practice the whole Olympics, was the first practice on the big rink, because we were just so excited, and like I kept looking around and smiling, and just like it was unbelievable to me that we were like on the Olympic ice, and we had made it there. That was the moment that I felt like, oh my God, this is real. And then it was just like the next day we had to watch the team event. And so
it wasn't the next day, was
it? Maybe 2 days later.
A few days, maybe.
Two or 3 days later? I don't know.
A minute of honesty here. For us, I think the main goal was to make it to Olympics. Yeah. We didn't really care like what's gonna happen after. Like, we just really wanted to
go there,
make it to the Olympics. And like, I see all these people stressed and like being like on the nerves. And I'm just vibing. Like, I'm so happy to be here. Like, they're all like, I could hear a pin drop on the last warm up, and I'm just like skating around, like, ha ha ha.
No. And I think this was like, Olympics is probably the least nervous I've been for competition like the whole year, which was crazy to say, but I was like so relaxed because I felt like we climbed the mountain already, and now we just get to enjoy the view and relax and just take it all in. And like, his family was there, my family was there. It was just like such a happy vibe in general that we weren't super stressed about skating. And I think it helped us actually, because we were watching like this last warm-up group, the top 5 after the rhythm dance, and I was thinking,
terrible warm-up.
I was thinking like, I thank God I'm not on this ice right now, because it was so intense, and like, so you could hear it was like dead silent first of all after they'd finished the music, and everyone's just yelling up, they're all almost hitting each other, everybody's making small mistakes left and right, and it looked just like so stressful. And I'm thinking, thank God that this is not me right now. Like, thank God we have our own first experience just to enjoy it for ourselves, and we get to just like relax the first time around. And yeah, it was really, really amazing to skate at the Olympics.
But
like,
the first time it hit was the team event.
Yeah, the team event.
We watched
Maddie and Evan in the rhythm dance, and this music starts, the dun 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 dun,
and countdown,
10. Yeah, 9. And my stomach dropped. Like, that was the first time I felt like, oh my God, this is actually competition. It's not just
I felt like vacation.
It's like not like we're here for fun and skating on the side, you know, like my stomach dropped. I was like, oh my God, like this is it. And that was like, everyone skated so good in the team event rhythm.
Oh
dance.
yeah,
they did. It was so good. And
I was like, oh my God, we have to compete, and we got to compete like really good in like 3 days. And so then it was like time to focus in.
Well, but I mean, I kind of wanted to skate well, but I was thinking, you know what? Whatever happens, it happens.
He was so relaxed. I've actually never seen him like, more relaxed than this.
Like, I think I was a lot more stressed at like my first Grand Prix, second Grand Prix.
For sure. The second Grand Prix was the most stressful competition, I think.
The Nationals. Yeah. Olympics was the least stressful experience this season, which is crazy, to be honest.
But I'm really thankful for that. I don't know. I think it was nice to have that for us.
Yeah.
You guys didn't look stressed at all. When I saw you guys in Milan, like I'm watching the team box, you're sitting in there, you're cheering on. You guys just look like you had a great time, even when you were competing. So yeah, I think that's a good way to approach your first Olympics with, you know, no stress and just enjoying the experience.
I feel like we're going to have to check in with them in 4 years.
That's a good idea.
And find out how different that experience might be.
That's going to be different.
I hope so, at least. I hope we're...
Well, because, you know, everyone knew going into this, like the medal threats, there was a whole Netflix documentary about the medal threats for the Olympics.
We did make it to that documentary.
I was in the background there making a horrible face while Piper was talking about the ISU and the judging, and I'm in the background.
Oh, yes!
I'm in the background going, oh my God, like making a face like, oh my God, she's really saying this, because it was shocking to me, but I'm just in the corner there. That was my 10 seconds.
To be honest, I'm a little upset at Netflix. Like, the amount of times I was in front of that camera, they even moved our position. Like,
we were over there at the final. We were there, like, they were filming everything.
They couldn't even get the shot of my back.
I'm thinking, like, oh, we're gonna have like a big cameo in this. Like, we're gonna be in the corner, so you're gonna see us. No, that was my only moment, and I was making a horrible.
I remember
face.
In Finland they were following Piper and Paul. Piper and Paul just loved warming up right next to us.
Yeah, we were always next to Piper and Paul, and so the Netflix camera's going around, and I'm running and like dodging out of the way. They're going
they kind of like moved our stuff.
Yeah, they were in our way all the time. But I mean, they did a good job.
I was like, for moving my stuff, can you put me for like 5 seconds in there?
It's okay, Vadym. You just have to push for your own documentary.
Yep.
Maybe.
Keep working and get your own documentary. I was honestly shocked they were doing a documentary on ice dance at all.
Yeah.
I mean, when I started icedance.com, ice dance was not, in the US even, was not popular. It wasn't. I've watched it all happen, and to get to the point where we're having a documentary, it's like, wow, that is not something I thought would ever happen. Okay, I thought they'd do it on women's singles, and so it was great to see something done for ice dance. But yes, Emily, I did see your face when the judging discussion, because again, in ice dance, you don't often hear commentary from skaters questioning judging.
Yeah.
And so that's also something that has happened a little here and there, but I feel like this season it really happened more, where there were just some anomalies happening throughout the season that I just kept thinking, please don't happen when it's like the craziest time.
Yeah.
You can't predict it. You just don't know. And so to hear people talking about it at a press conference, I just remember sitting here with my jaw on the floor thinking, oh, wow. Okay, so it's out there. It's okay. I'm happy that, because I think athletes should feel comfortable to bring up something that they feel strongly about. And there's always a way to do that and be diplomatic without outright complaining. And so I feel like it's been handled pretty well this season, but I can imagine for you sitting in a press conference in ice dance having to listen to that and have the two teams beside you talking about it.
I was happy.
I was just like, we're new here, you know, this is like new to us. Like this is like our first time around the block, and something crazy is happening that I've never seen before. So we were just shocked. I mean, at least me. Vadym was just vibing there. I was shocked, and so I was making a face. And it's not even that I disagreed with what she was saying or what was happening. I was just like, oh God. I was like, what's happening right now? Like this is crazy. So yeah, but it was definitely
really entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining, and I think it made good TV, because the documentary, they featured some of this stuff. And you know, actually it was an interesting season to see how things changed and came in and out with everything. But ultimately, you know, we just do what we do on the ice.
I was happy at the Olympics.
Like at Olympics also, you can't really.
I was happy at the Olympics because I didn't get any words or letters in my protocol. You know,
yeah, that was no exclamation marks, no S, no V, no none of those. So that was good. After the final, when we had an S and we had illegal elements.
I thought S was like for super or something.
I'm like thinking like.
Yeah, and you had been doing that all season. That move that you were doing, you had been doing all season. And so that was kind of, I think, the story of this season was consistency across the board, and how it wasn't maybe as consistent as it should be, because from event to event it was changing. And that makes it really confusing for you guys to be out there doing what you feel and have been comfortable with. It can be a challenge. Also for the coaches to know, well, this was okay last week, but now it's not. How do you want to encourage creativity. You want to encourage to be outside the box. And so it's hard to take those risks, especially in a season like this one where the stakes are so incredibly high. And I think to what you said, both of you said about being relaxed at the Olympics, the stress that you felt for the season, you probably were stressed out. And I mean that as in there's no more stress to have because you've already had it all before with the other events.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely. We've had such a busy season.
Yeah.
Like from one competition to another, to another, to another. Even after nationals,
We
like
went
most
straight
people
before.
decided to take a break before Olympics so they can be in their best shape for the Olympics. Me and Igor and Emmy were like, no, let's do
Yeah,
this. This
because
is a great opportunity for us. We're
Yeah.
gonna take it. You guys don't want it, we'll take it.
Yeah, I think it's a misconception that like we just got sent by US Figure Skating to 4 continents. It's everybody has the option. The top teams all have the option to go, and some people elect not to go. And we just said no, we want to go, and we accepted the spot because we thought it would be the best plan of action for us to get world standing points, to gain momentum going into the Olympics. And I'm so glad we went there because I'm so happy now we're 4 continents champions.
I remember.
I didn't even think. I was like thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe we have to go to China. I was kind of dreading this like trip. And then after we skated there, I was like, thank God we went and like skated well. And like, so I was so happy.
At Worlds, when they were announcing our
Oh, yeah.
names at the 5-minute warm up and talking about us, they said 4 continents reigning champions. I was like so happy to hear that instead of saying something like Vadym loves manga.
And they always say like,
Construction on the side.
he does construction on his home, and Emmy started ice dance 3 minutes ago. It's always something like that. It's like it's like always so much. So to have something like 4 continents champions, we looked at each other. We were like, oh yeah, like this. Now we're in it, and that was like a really cool. That was a cool moment also at Worlds. Yeah, to have that.
Well, now they can say 2026 Olympians, 2026 world bronze medalist. I mean, the resume has gone up. It's definitely this season.
After the Olympics and going into Worlds, did you think a medal was possible?
Like, very slim hope we were having.
Yeah, Vadym, I think, thought there's a chance. And I was thinking I would be really happy. And I was thinking the best that we could get was 4th, to be completely honest. Like, if we skated 2 great programs, they
clean on clean.
Clean on clean on clean, everybody clean, it will be 4th. And I would have been happy with that because it was, a spot up from where we were at the Olympics.
At all.
To me, like that's a huge accomplishment. Like to be 4th at the World Championships is like huge. So that was my goal, kind of. I would say to when we got there is just go out, skate 2 clean programs, kind of see where they put us, and hopefully it's top 4. But yeah, I didn't think that really the medal was a huge.
I thought that's an option.
I didn't think it was a huge, like. factor. Like I wasn't really thinking about that a lot before we went, and actually I'm glad I wasn't thinking too much about the medal. Like of course you want a medal, of course you want to do the absolute best. We could be wanting gold, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to be the first team, but that wasn't really in my head.
Sometimes you just gotta be realistic at some point. And I was thinking, there's a very slim chance, but there's still a chance, so I'm gonna fight for it and do my best. And I remember when we skated clean, I was so happy. The free dance, I remember going right before it. I did as much as I can at the 5-minute warm up. And then Benoit was like, you should skate like that. I'm like, well, I'm trying. Like, and I'm really trying. He's like, well, you're thinking too much. You're not a thinker. You naturally do things. Just don't think about it. And that's kind of what I did. I went out there without thinking, just tried to enjoy the moment and perform. And it worked out the best.
Yeah, I think this was the best we performed.
Yeah, that was the best free skate we've done. Yes. And then we watched the other couples skate clean, and I'm like ready to already move the
clock up,
hit
the road. Like it was our time. Vadym's making jokes in the kiss and cry or whatever in the leader's chair, like making weird dance moves and jokes in there. And we're ready to hit the
I'm thinking about my Florida trip. I'm like scuba time. Like this is gonna be amazing.
We're like ready to go because we assumed that the British team was going to be put ahead of us, and because they did skate really well. It was their best free dance in my opinion that they skated this season, and it was the crowd was on their feet. It was kind of electric in the arena, and it's a super entertaining program, so people were super into it, and they were super happy, and it was a little. I mean, not a little.
They were ahead of us by a little bit.
They were ahead of us by like 1.5 points or something like that, or a little over a point.
Which in ice dance is That's still a lot,
it's the margin.
Yeah.
And so when we heard the score and then we saw that they were below us, I was like shocked. Like I actually just was, it was beyond belief. And I'm like starting crying already. Vadym's like, this Igor comes running in from behind the curtain on the side of us. Igor and Benoit both start, like, I've never seen Igor run this fast. Like, he sprinted and he was sprinting in like this, and he was like,
And
oh
Benoit
my
was
God.
moving
And
people.
Benoit like moving people like to see us. And they're all both like, oh my God. And Igor's like, yeah. And I'm just like, what happened? Like, I'm crying because I'm so happy that we're going to be, in my opinion, we're going to be third. But at the same time, I'm like, what happened? Because everybody, like, nobody knew exactly what was going on or what had happened to their performance or why they had gotten the deduction. And so it was kind of like a weird mix of emotions in that moment. And then I just kind of like lost it. And I was like, oh my God, this is like, we're going to have a medal at the World Championships. And my mind was just blown. And we were trying not to think too much about the British team because we're trying to enjoy, the moment that we're going to be third. But at the same time, like in the back of your head, you're thinking like, what happened or what's going on? So it was interesting.
Yeah. But we kind of made a history thinking about it because Benoit mentioned it today. We're working with him right now.
Yeah,
so
that's why we're in New York right now.
So yes, and he was like, "You guys made history, huh?" I'm like, "How come?" Like, I've heard there's like 3 other couples who medaled at their first
debut,
world. And he's like, "No. Like, she's been a single skater 4 years ago. Nobody's ever done this coming from
No, they have not.
into ice dance and winning
Never.
medal at their first world."
4 years. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think the last team that medaled in their first worlds were the Shibatanis.
Yes.
And that was 2011. And that was, again, it just happened.
Yeah.
Sometimes things like this happened. And if you keep the mindset of going out there and doing your jobs, you really don't know. You can't control what the other teams do. You can't control the judges. So you have to really just focus on yourselves. And I think, again, your first world. You went to the Olympics having never been to the World Championships before.
Well, Emmy did. Emmy had been to the World Championships as a single skater.
I did go to Junior Worlds.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
Yes, I remember. We got to celebrate that for 2 weeks, and then the world shut down.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, but it was also, I think, having the experience of going to the Olympics and having the, grandness of that event and then going to Worlds, I also kind of felt relaxed at Worlds. I mean, it was the end of the season, and more than anything, I was really tired. The time from Olympics to Worlds is probably the hardest training that we've ever done. And I mean, like, we've had, in the fall, we've had weeks that it was like the most, like, I thought I might die because I can't make it up the stairs to get to my apartment. My legs were so tired. Like, we worked so hard that day. But the time after we came home from Olympics, mentally, it was like such a come down from this like sustained adrenaline that we felt at the Olympics. Because it was like 3 weeks of excitement or like 4 weeks of excitement and like all these things. Since nationals, really, we had been on this kind of like upward trajectory of adrenaline, like all of these like amazing kind of grandiose moments. And then we came home from the Olympics and I have 7 suitcases to unpack. I have no room in my apartment, like I'm tired. I need a nap. I haven't slept like a real sleep in like 3 weeks. And you know what I mean? It's like we have a free dance run through the next day. And I thought, oh my God, I don't think I'm going to do it. And the first week we got back when we were doing our run throughs, the first week we got back, I was stepping into position and I was like having tears running down my face. And like, I'm like actually crying. And Vadym's like, are you okay? Like in the first 5 seconds, he's like, you good? And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm okay. And you were pretty good. Like you kind of were strong for me.
I was trying to act strong, but deep inside, I was like the hardest thing in my life.
Yeah, it was really difficult. And like, I have to say, I give it to all the teams who went from Olympics to Worlds and like showed up to Worlds super prepared in every discipline, because it's just so hard to have this kind of crazy emotional experience and then go back to your training routine like right away.
I did miss one thing. Like at the Olympics, it's the food court open 24/7. And when I came back, I was thinking, oh my God, like I have to go to the grocery store, buy my own food, come back home and cook it.
Yep.
Instead
That's
of
a lot of work.
just going down the elevator, the Team USA had the best building. We were the closest ones to the food court. We were like the best placement. And I was like, okay, just what floor did I live on? Fourth floor, Fourth floor. I was like, just 4 stairs down, and I'm right there. Anytime I want, all inclusive. Like, this is perfect.
It's like a resort.
Yeah, and I saw your food court, and I saw where you guys lived. Oh my God, yeah. We couldn't eat anything, the media. We were just allowed to tour around, but I'm like, you guys have it made. Look at, like, everything was nicely laid out. Oh, yeah, I hear you on that.
Miss that time.
I miss it too.
Not that I don't like my mom's cooking, but
it's hard to come back from that. I mean, because you've had this, it's not just adrenaline, it's emotion too. It's this feeling of being in this world that very much sounded like a red carpet event at times. The way that everything was just amplified to be this spectacular experience, and then you come back to being yourselves in your regular environment. It's kind of a letdown. It's kind of like, oh, okay, now I have to settle back into this. I have friends that were there that covered the sport and came back and were just like, oh, this back to the regular world again. Like, it's an experience that you want to hold on to, especially the feeling of it, for as long as you can.
It's very true. But I didn't realize how much my life is going to change. Like, I am convinced that there's life before Olympics and then there's life after Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of media, the amount of just...
like, exposure we had. And, like, everybody also in the city of Milan was super excited about the Olympics being there.
Couldn't go anywhere.
Everywhere we went, and we were only wearing our Olympic kit because that's really all we packed.
I swear, I didn't wear my Olympic kit.
You didn't wear it?
I didn't wear it like a few times. They still figured out who I was.
But people always was like, wow, you're in the Olympian. Like, it was so, like, everyone was excited. And I understand now why Maddie and Evan, he's done it 5 times and continued and all these things. I mean, I want to go as many times as I could. I wish they did it every year. Like, I would go 4 times, 5 times. It's just like, I understand why they want that experience again. And, like, they continue to, and they were also really good to have there. Like, he was telling us where to be, what to wear, what to do, because nobody knew. Like, the team was almost 100% new Olympians other than Alyssa and Maddie and Evan, right?
Yeah, but the most famous out of all of us definitely was Ilya. Like, if you go out with Ilya somewhere, like, there's a line of people.
Just, like, we were, like, out and, like, all together with all the athletes. And there was, like, people had formed a line, like, beside Ilya, but to take a photo. He wasn't even, like, aware that this line was forming. And we were, like,
I was, like, standing like this, one photo only.
And Vadym's, like, bodyguarded, like, this one photo, and you're out, like... Exactly, like...
I wondered if it might be, like, some sort of mass hysteria there with just people, like, just being... Just another part of the Olympics. It's just another piece of the experience.
This is the moment when you actually realize, like, all the hard work, all the effort that you've put in and time, it pays off finally. Like, when you make it to Olympics, you understand, like, oh, this is finally worth it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
not that it didn't work. Like, I enjoyed the process, I enjoyed the journey, but making it to the Olympics was, like, the final goal.
Yeah, it was, like, so gratifying.
But not just for season.
Like, I don't know, and knowing, like, everyone at home is watching you, everyone in Ukraine's watching him, like, so many people reaching out, like, my childhood first grade teacher reaching out to me saying, it's so beautiful to see you on the ice. Like, everybody that's you've ever known or ever interacted with is watching you on TV, basically, and supporting you. And that's just amazing, because we don't have that kind of viewership in figure skating normally, like, in the NHL game, they might have a lot of people watching every week, so they're used to kind of this, like, craziness and this fandom and all the things, but, like, we're not exposed to that ever. So the Olympics felt just like 10 steps up.
But it was like
our normal event. Yeah.
Goal in your life finally achieved.
Yeah, it was.
And then, like, from that point on, you understand the life is still ongoing and you start making new goals. Like my another goal is to do another 2 Olympics and do better result than I did at the first one.
Yeah.
You know?
Now that you're back, you have to think, okay, what's next? Because we did all of this. And I'm hoping, because there was a lot of interest in the Olympic figure skating this time, I'm hoping that that will continue. I know that there were a lot of fans, at least on social media, that hadn't understood that the season wasn't over yet. They oh, the Olympics, okay, now it's 4 more years. But then a bunch of our skating media sites started saying, hey, wait a minute, there's Junior Worlds is coming up, Worlds is coming up. There's still 2 big competitions left. If you want to watch skating again, this is what you need to do. And I feel like there's still some energy around it, because I also think that there were a lot of stories that came out of the Olympics about the relationships between the skaters and the support. And I think that also helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, figure skating is super individual. And like when I was growing up, I guess you train with people, but you always kind of feel alone on the ice at the end of the day. And then I found a partnership with Vadym, and I always feel kind of comforted. I always feel kind of comforted by him on the ice, and like all the jokes that he makes, it makes me more confident and more comfortable to be on the ice. But being at the Olympics was maybe the first time I felt like I was part of a team. And, we travel with the US team to a bunch of different competitions, but oftentimes you're competing against the people that you're traveling with, or, we're not all together that often because the schedules are so crazy and so different during those like one weekend competitions. But the Olympics was the first time I really felt like, wow, everybody here is supporting everybody else like genuinely and happily, and everyone here wants like success for everyone. It's just like it was the first time I felt like a real team environment, and that was super special because I think it's super rare in figure skating.
I've never felt that before.
I've never felt like this. I mean, like since I played on a soccer team when I was a kid, and maybe that was kind of similar camaraderie, but the Olympics was like everybody was so happy to be there and just so like, I don't know, supportive of each other. It was way different than any other team, like US team I've been a part of for figure skating.
Honestly, I don't know so much about different sports.
Yeah.
But like I understand that there was a lot of tension for like between the top 5. Like they maybe didn't get the same experience as the rest of the pack did. But like other sports, I feel like even talking to the speed skaters, they're all just like, oh my God, I'm just so happy to be here. Like I don't really care what place I end up at. I just want to do well at the end of the day, but I'm just so happy to be here and be part of Team USA and have this experience with other people, getting to know people. Like I met so many cool people out there.
Yeah, we met so many like other US athletes from different sports, and they were like watching us on the TV in the, in the US rec space, sending us photos, or like they're, what I mean? They're supporting us too. And it just felt cool to have like, that people are supporting you and everyone's kind of on the same team, and you have someone to root for.
And especially like the roommate situation, like I didn't get a roommate, but like other people like Anthony and Andrew, they were roommates together. And Anthony told me that this is like the bond that I'm gonna have for like the rest of my life. Like this is the person I shared my room at Olympics and this whole experience with.
That's true. So, Vadym, you relocated. You're originally from Ukraine, and you relocated to the US to train and became a world junior champion. Things in Ukraine are incredibly difficult. Yes. And you still have family there. What did it mean to you to have members of your family be able to be at the Olympics, but also your dad at Worlds? Tell us a little bit about that.
It like meant the world. First of all, I was just so happy to see them, not because of the competition, just to see them meant the world to me, because it's so hard for my dad to get out. Like he aged out so he can travel, but also my grandma had a hip surgery, so he has to help her and just stay by her side. And then for him to be, that's the reason why he couldn't come to the Olympics. But then finally he was able to switch with my aunt, and she was taking care of the grandma, and he was able to come to the Worlds. And then doing so well at the competitions and making them proud was such a special feeling. And I dedicated my bronze medal to my dad. And everybody's asking me, like, what about your mom? I'm like, she got 4 continents. That's fine. That medal is for her. But for my dad to be there and for me to show him that the amount of money and effort, because it's a huge money to send me to US and to train here, especially for Ukraine. Like, it's a different countries, different prices in general. For them to sacrifice so much and to see them enjoy this moment was so special for me. I'm truly happy that I was able to make my family proud.
And you mentioned that your dad has aged out, and that's because Ukraine requires men of a certain age
Yes.
to stay in the country because
Yes.
of the ongoing war.
And they have like kind of like a reserve draft pool, and so he was in that before he aged out. And once he aged out, it was like kind of a big priority for us to see him and get him to a competition. But unfortunately, Vadym's grandmother needs 24-hour care now, and she's immobilized, and so he was always sacrificing his time to spend with her 24 hours a day. And we finally got the opportunity for him to see Vadym. I never seen Vadym so happy my whole life. It was like a new person emerged from him when he saw his family. And I remember him saying, like, I'm just happy I can see them and know they're safe in the time that we're together, because it's a lot of uncertainty when we're home or when we're not with them. It's always every single day uncertain. And so for those 5 days or for those 7 days we were at the Olympics or Worlds, he knew that they were safe. And I think that's a really big peace of mind when we're going to skate.
Like, I don't have to worry for my mom, and that is like huge relief for me. I remember the first year, not knowing what's going on, like not hearing from them for a very long time would make me go crazy. And then when my mom was able to come to US, I felt like a rock falling out of my shoulders.
I've noticed that you've shared a lot on your social media because I follow you and I see that you share things that are coming out of Ukraine and how difficult it is. The grandmother that you are talking about that needs the care, is she the grandmother that took? No, it's a different grandmother. Okay.
I unfortunately never met my granddads because they passed before I was born. So I only had 2 grandmas, and the grandma who brought me into skating, she was kind of the person who was taking care of me when I was growing up because my parents used to work a lot, and they just I just started spending more time with my grandma. And I had a nice phone call with her. Like, she was like, so he didn't win? I'm like, Grandma, I'm just happy to be here. Like, you need to relax for a second. Maybe like 8 more years, 4 more years.
Yeah. Ice dance is a long time. It takes time. You can't literally jump in and be a champion.
Every sport needs time, needs
work, dedication. It's everything. Yeah.
You said you guys are in New York, so you are preparing already for next season. I want to know what your thoughts are on the Golden Waltz.
Oh, actually,
we were a little bit nervous about it because this is definitely not an easy dance to do. But we started learning it not that long ago, and our first few times we were doing it, we were actually pleasantly surprised by Igor's reaction, because he said that, you know what, this is not bad at all for the first time you guys are trying it. Like, I've seen a lot worse. We have hope here. So
it gave me actually, he said, like, there is hope for us yet. Like, there is hope. So that made me feel really good. And, I, as soon as they announced that it was the Golden Waltz, I learned it by myself, because I was thinking, this is going to be a lot harder for me than it is for him. So I'm going to need to take some time. And so every day I was learning the steps by myself, running the dance by myself before the World Championships, just at the end of the day. And then when we got home from Worlds, we finally got to try it together. And actually, I'm pretty proud of the way that we've progressed in the last, 6 or 7 days that we've been skating it. Yeah. We skated it for like 7 days training with Igor. And it got a lot better in those time. And it's going to be really interesting to see the take people do, because it's not only the golden waltz, but it's rhythm and waltz. So you have to mix it with a different type of dance style or rhythm. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see what people mix with it, or the interpretation that people do with the golden waltz. Yeah. And, I think this rhythm dance will be a lot more difficult than last year's rhythm dance, just physically, judging by the way that, we're running the pattern dance over and over, and it's physically tiring, and my feet definitely feel it. But yeah, I think it's a good thing, and I think it's going to push me a lot and push us a lot together. And I have no beef with it yet so far. So, yeah.
They definitely ripped the Band-Aid off with Golden Waltz. Like, okay, we're going to switch it up to something a little more classic. And, oh yeah, the Golden Waltz. That, as you said, not an easy dance. That was my first response is, okay, we're going to see who can really keep up, because this dance is not easy. It's technical, it's flowy, it's beautiful, but it's hard. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what people come up with. I enjoyed the 90s dances. I enjoyed the other themes we've had, but I'm also really excited to go back to something that's kind of the root of ice dance and see what the teams can do, because this is really getting back to the roots of it. So
it's going to be really interesting, because from my experience of doing this dance so far, like if you do one mistake anywhere throughout the dance, it's going to be like a domino effect where
it's really hard to catch up. So like if you're late, like say we're late.
We did catch up once.
We catch up a few times. Like the first time we were doing the pattern too, the music slowed down a little bit because it's a super quick timing. And then once we made it up to speed, it took us probably 2 or 3 times to make it actually to the music on the right time. And we realized, like, if one thing is off in the walkabout or one thing is off on the swing roll, then you're done. You're kind of done. So that's it.
But there's like 2 specific spots, I think, that are going to be tricky ones for a lot of the skaters.
It's going to be walkabout.
And it's going to be really interesting to see how they overcome this issue, because we've had a few lessons with Igor. We've had a few lessons with Natalia. We've had some lessons with...
Augusto came to work with us on the waltz, which is really, really helpful. He had a lot of good tips.
Yeah, and there's like different techniques to everything. Yeah. Like everybody do it in a different way, kind of. So it's going to be really interesting for me to see who does things certainly,
The last year that Ben skated was, I think, the last time we had what was called compulsory dance, and it was Golden Waltz. So he definitely is a great person to have come in and take a look.
He helped us a lot. Yeah, he helped us a lot. He worked with us, 2 days or 3 days?
Yeah, well, from Igor's perspective, he said Ben had a better waltz than Meryl and Charlie and Tessa and Scott. Yeah. So to hear that and then to work with the person who Igor's thinks so highly of, it
was good. And I also think, our technical coaching from Natalia and Igor is some of the best in the world. Like Natalia, to me, she's the reason that I was able to pick up any type of ice dance. And at this rate, I mean, like she was working with me one-on-one. She was working with us every single day. And she knows, I think what's really important for me is she has the women's perspective on the ice, and it's a little bit different than the man's perspective, which Igor brings for Vadym. But to me, to have her in the women's position and she knows exactly where to place everything, it really helps me. So I'm excited, and I think it's going to be a good challenge for us.
It's also the way it is right now. I see from other couples doing it at our rink. It seems like the golden waltz is like the most boring element, but at the same time shows like who's the better skater.
Yeah, who's the better skater. So yeah,
you really can compare from team to team. And I think fans wanted that too. They wanted to be able to watch and know, because I think it will help them understand judging a little bit more, because they can actually see it. Just a couple more questions. I've seen a lot of people out there getting tattoos with the Olympic rings. Is this something that you guys are going to entertain?
So I do have a tattoo dedicated to Olympics, but it's not the Olympic rings. And I've done that way before, when I made like a promise to myself to keep going until I make it. Even if I'm like
Oh.
50, I'm still gonna make it to Olympics. I saw that. But I really wanted to do Olympic rings, and I even scheduled an appointment with the person in Italy. And then it was 350 euros, and I thought I would rather buy a jacket for my dad and for my brother.
Oh.
To justify. And I never really wanted to get the tattoo. I'm getting a necklace from my parents for my birthday, which is next week. So I'm still waiting on
I
it.
think the best thing that I've got, like the most memorable thing, I still didn't get it, but I'll get it soon, hopefully.
Oh, the ring.
The ring,
Yeah.
the Olympic ring. I remember I did a few modifications to it, and I wrote down Kolesnik family, so it's gonna go down from generation to generation, I think. I thought that would be a little better memory than a tattoo, because last time I did a tattoo, my mom and my dad didn't talk to me for a week, so.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom's a dermatologist, so she does tattoo removals and she sees tattoo removals. So she said, if you get a tattoo, I'm gonna kill you. So that was never really an option for me.
I think tattoos are cool.
But I think
personally.
it's cool. Like I would get it. Like that's the only tattoo I think I'd ever get. But unfortunately, she I think would disown me. So I can't do that.
I do have a tattoo, and
and we need to make them happy now.
So, you're working with Benoit in New York. How are things going so far? It's very early. And what excites you the most about the upcoming season? Now that we're Olympics, World's done, what are you thinking about for next season? Like, what makes you excited?
There's a lot of things. I think the next season we're going to have a whole new perspective because, this past season it was kind of like do or die, and we needed to do everything to have the judges reward us and do everything to have the points and establish ourselves. And now that we've kind of seen that result, I think we're going to have a little bit more freedom, creative freedom to do maybe what we feel better about. I don't know. And I loved our material last year. I think it was the best possible vehicle we probably could have had both programs.
But it was tired.
But it was a lot. The energy that it took to perform that rhythm dance every single day, it was a lot. And we want to show a little bit more maturity, I guess I'd say, and be comparable to teams who have had, the experiences that we had last year for 10 plus years. So we kind of want to step it up in a way. I think we want to show a lot more intricacy, a lot more solid skating, difficult elements, but also clean elements, speed. I think we just kind of want to step up the entire thing, but do it in a way that we become more mature and take more command of our skating. Because last year, though we had this energy and this fight and this tenacity, I also think it was to our advantage that we were youthful and, we kind of brought this fresh energy, and people wanted to reward that. They see someone, coming out of the gate super strong and fighting for it. But now that we've kind of established ourselves, I think it's really important that we show maturity and, confidence. And I think the program that we've chosen for the free dance it's going to be really interesting. It's a big risk.
It's a big risk. Piece to bite, I would say. But I think this season, just in general, figuring out the style of skating that we're having and developing it more, and continue developing it this season. Like Emmy said, that we had a high energy program. We will continue doing what's our strengths, but we just want to continue developing our own style. Like we don't want to follow like other teams who are already successful and they have their own thing going. Like we just want to focus on what we are doing and perfecting that. But outside of that, I'm happy there's one less element to do.
In the free dance, so we have one less choreo element, and actually, we're designing the program. This was the third day with Benoit, and we have so much more time than in previous seasons. Like, you don't think that it makes a huge difference, but
it does.
It does. And now we're going to have time to add some more intricate choreography, more difficult transitions, and, kind of take a moment. Sometimes I feel like the free dance can be a 4-minute sprint and the audience has a hard time to catch their breath or really enjoy at certain moments. But now we're going to have time to kind of have that breath and have that, relaxation so nobody feels anxiety.
But also, ISU always talks about every meeting I've been to ISU, they talk about how they want to keep ice dance and separate us from different disciplines. And they've come up with many different ideas. And one of them was first create this choreo elements, then maybe cut down one choreo element, and maybe in the next seasons, maybe cut down something else or do something that's going to change. And in my opinion, spin's got to go.
He's really passionate about this because we had a hard time to place the spin. That's why
spin's got to go. Like, every discipline does it. There's nothing really special about it, in my opinion. Like, sometimes we had this new rule change about spin, adding a new middle feature. And now they're trying to make it look like more like a pair spin.
Yeah, because we can do the lift that the pairs do now.
And then I was watching pair spins at Olympics, and there were like only a few in my memory that actually did a good spin. Everybody were kind of passing by through this element, like they just want to get through this. And for me, I would rather just get spin like out of here. Like, spin's gotta go.
Vadym, can I be honest?
Yes.
I've wanted the spin to go since, I don't know, forever.
Yeah. We need to write a petition.
Because it takes up too much time.
I agree.
And now they're longer.
My combination lift is shorter than the spin. And I'm doing the shortest possible spin there is.
And we're
Igor talking about, we should probably use this whole idea of the middle feature. Judges would really appreciate that. And just like, why not try playing with it? Absolutely not.
Because the spin we tried, it ended up to be 45 seconds. And
it's not 45
It's like 40 seconds, the spin.
It's longer than 20 seconds, the shortest version of it.
The shortest version. But if we do this middle feature, it's upping towards 40 seconds. Yes, it's so long. With the entry and the exit in the middle.
Yeah, but you don't have to get the entry.
It's so long. And then you'll realize, like, oh my God.
And there's nothing really special about this element.
Yeah. I mean, and we have a pretty good dance spin, and like, we still not loving this. So.
Yeah. Dance spins, from a photographer's perspective also, they're not.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you can get something cool. A lot of times, I use that time to just kind of breathe before the next thing comes in the program, just because it's just, I'm with you. It can go anytime. I feel like it takes the most time. If you take it out, that really frees up some time for the personality of the program to come out instead of the spin. I mean, you're right. You see it in pairs. In singles, spin. We don't really need it in dance.
Yeah.
Bye. Kick it out the door.
It can go in pairs, too.
Yeah.
It just is not.
No. Yeah. My point of thinking, because we already have one less element this season, like, if they're trying to find a way how to cut something down, like, cut down the spin.
Yeah. Like, I would rather keep a choreo element and have it, be something that enhances the program choreographically, musically, in that way, than to do the spin. I don't know. It's just me. And also, too, they're lightening up the restrictions on the choreo elements, which I think will be really good for for all programs in general. Because, I mean, just for us, even the choreo step last year, we had different idea to do something different, and it's just not possible. When
I'm happy rhythm dance doesn't have to go in a circle anymore.
Oh yeah,
Thank
there's
God.
no pattern restriction anymore. We were like chasing like dogs in a circle all the time. Like,
oh gosh.
Yeah. So
I mean, I've watched dance for so long that I can pretty much tell when something's coming just based on choreography. It's like, yep, the lift's coming. Even if it's my first time watching a program, it's like, okay, yep, I can tell that's what's going to happen. I want ice dance to be able to continue to showcase what's special about it. And I think they can make some more changes, I think, that could open it up really for the creativity to shine.
Yeah,
I agree.
Well, I look forward to seeing the programs with the spins. But before I get to see those programs, I'm going to get to see you guys in Stars on Ice.
Yeah.
How excited are you guys about joining this tour?
Super
I'm really
excited.
excited. Yeah. It was a big decision actually for us to do Stars on Ice. We were thinking like, should we do the whole tour? Should we do some shows? Should we do, and we kind of landed on doing 10 shows to give ourselves the time to come down from Worlds a little bit and then have this time with Benoit and then go to Stars. And then now we'll have some time also afterwards to train and get ready for the upcoming season. But I think Stars on Ice, from what I've heard from everybody else, I mean,
It's an amazing experience.
Amber's texting me like what I should pack and all the things, because I'm like, I have no idea what's gonna happen. But they're having, I guess, the time of their lives, and I'm really, really excited to just be part of the cast and also do the program a little bit differently than we do for a competitive program. So I think that's going to be also a good thing for us, which we
Also, thinking about it, like we're never gonna lose the feeling of performing in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
Because for us especially, there was such a big gaps between competitions, and right now we're not gonna have that time. Like we're just gonna be consistently performing for people.
Yeah.
So, and then it's great experience overall.
And I think a lot of teams will say like performing in a show like that every single day, it's physically it's pretty hard, and so you kind of keep in good shape, and also it makes you less nervous for any other performance that you've had because you kind of just get used to that like wave of performing every single day. And I'm excited.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm gonna have the time of my life. That's for sure.
Now, what will you guys be skating to?
Well, we have a few ideas that we need to figure.
3 programs that we're to choose from right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll see. I think the one we did at Worlds, we made in like...
We did make it in like 4 or 5 days, but
No, it was less than... It was like 4 or 5 minutes. Like it was so...
no, like Igor's really was going into this season thinking like, we might not need it. Like
we might not need an exhibition program. Like who knows? It's
no, I was like, did you not believe in us? Like what's going on?
Every single time I'm saying, we should probably prepare something. We should probably have something on deck. And he's like,
don't think about
he's like, we'll do it. And then we never end up doing it. And so then every time when we get pulled for the gala, we're unprepared. It's a whole scramble. I'm borrowing Amber's dress for like the 15th time. It's like it's always an issue. And then, at the Olympic whatever show, the Xfinity show, when we got announced, we had to skate to Carol of the Bells because that was the only program that we had prepared. And it was still
winter
Christmas
season.
time. It was winter season. But to me, we should have had something else prepared maybe. So then 3 days before we leave for Worlds, Igor's like, why don't we make an exhibition program? Why don't we...
The music cut is really good. But
make it happen.
It's just missing like a few things.
Yeah, so I cut the music, and then we're like, okay, what should we do? And so Igor's like, why don't you do a lift, and then another lift, and then a lift, and then another. And so I feel bad for Vadym because the program ended up having like 5 lifts in it. And I think it was like we were just trying to fill the time of the program, so it didn't end up kind of the way that we wanted it to.
So we are thinking with Benoit right now, what's the best option? Should we continue working on this program or develop a new program or come back to what we had a while back?
Yeah, so we'll decide maybe in the next 2 days?
Yeah.
But we have 3 like solid options now. We just want to see like kind of what will be the best for the audience to enjoy. We want some advice on that because I think sometimes a high energy program is really good in the midst of, a lot of slower.
A lot of people love taking like snooze town music for like for their exhibition because like I understand they're like tired. It's out of the competition.
Like slow music, not snooze. Why are you saying snooze?
Yeah, I know what you mean, Vadym. I like when people pick more high impact music, I guess. I think it's more fun to watch. Ballads are lovely, but it's nice sometimes to have something that's a little more upbeat that the audience can clap to or just get into more. Yeah, so I totally get that.
And then the other option we had that Benoit
really wants us to do Romeo and Juliet thinking because, people only got to know us because of these 2 programs this season. It's kind of our iconic programs. He thinks he can help us rework the
Romeo and Juliet.
So it's more like a show program.
Yeah, so he wants to do like less elements. Like we probably won't be doing the 1 foot at the show.
I don't think
but
people care about the 1 foot as much.
care about that, but maybe we have some like more acting or some pretty skating. And
You
stuff
know,
like
right
that,
after I say that, I just picture somebody on the front row with like
magnifying glass.
Where's the 1 foot?
So yeah,
That's all that comes out. Someone goes to the show, doesn't see the 1 foot, and that's what they write about. Not anything else that's beautiful.
Yeah.
They took the 1 foot out, and that was my favorite part.
Yeah,
Oh my
so-
gosh.
As long as you keep your death scene in there, the boop.
Oh, it's
That's
great.
I mean,
yeah.
fine.
yes,
Yeah. And you are also doing the Ice Theater of New York show.
Yes.
yes,
Which is a very cool opportunity as well. So,
yeah.
We're actually really excited for
Yeah.
every opportunity that was given to us and super grateful because we're going to take them.
Yeah. And also, I mean, it's really special to do the ice theater show. My sisters live in New York City, and so they're going to be there to support us. And they're also coming to the New York Stars on Ice show, which should be fun. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how many people have reached out and wanted us to do performances for them or seminars or like stuff like this. We never really had that before.
We
And
need
so
to train.
It's cool, but at the end of the day, you know, like we want to produce the results next season, and so that's why we elected not to do the full tour with Stars on Ice. It was more strategic because I think one thing that helped us last year was coming really prepared, and we don't want to let that up. You know, I think it's to our advantage to show up to Champs Camp feeling trained,
goal,
feeling
yeah.
prepared. So, and the more you prepare, the more you train something, the better it's going to be. Just that's the way that life works. And so if we give ourselves that time to prepare, I think it will be advantageous for us.
Yeah.
well, we really appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today. I have a feeling that this interview could have gone on for a couple more hours.
Thank you for having
Love
us.
to talk. We both love to talk.
We do.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of This Week in Skating. Remember, you can keep up with us throughout the week by visiting our website at www.thisweekinskating.com. Connect with us on social media for additional updates. You can find us on Twitter at This Week in Skating without the E's, or Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at This Week in Skating. You got a burning question or feedback for Gina, Daphne, or Mateo? Reach out to us via social media or drop us an email at thisweekinskating@gmail.com. And if you're really enjoying the show and want to support us further, consider joining our Patreon community at patreon.com/thisweekinskating. Until next time, have a nice week.